Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to This Week at the Theater. This is March 3rd, 2022. Can you believe it? We're in the third month of the year already. And this broadcast is sponsored by the Sacramento Area Regional Theater Alliance, SARTA. You can reach us at sarta@sarta.com, where you'll find our website. All of you folks who are with theaters out there, or budding actors, actresses, anyone who's doing technical work can find something for yourself at our website, sarta@sarta.com. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to hear your comments. We'd love to hear your suggestions. And we'd love for you to post what your theater's doing on our website. And we've got the instructions on how to do that there. If you're tuning in for the first time, I invite you to please hit the follow button so you'll get the notifications of our weekly broadcast. We're going to have a special week this week. I'll be doing another broadcast this Saturday with a special guest from the Sacramento BIPOC Actors Association. Mr. Elio Gutierrez Montoya is going to come and talk to us about some of the issues that actors of color and folks in our community are having during this wonderful time of both pandemic and raised ethnic awareness in our culture and in our society. It'll be fascinating to talk with Elio Gutierrez Montoya on Saturday. So you'll get the notification for that broadcast. We're going to be coming to you around 5 o'clock. Later, you can look for us to send out notices for other broadcasts. I'm putting together some fun trivia nights. We don't always have to be talking about what's going on at the theater. We could just be having some fun playing some games. So I'm looking to put together some games for us to play on other nights. Thursday night will always be our evening to do our letting you know what's going on information. So, keep tuning in for that on Thursday nights, but we're going to do some Saturday night broadcasts. We'll probably do some earlier in the week broadcasts if we can. We've got a few people that we know that do fun trivia games, so look forward to those. So let's get started with what we've got going on this week at the theater. Want to bring your attention to some of the special events that are happening. One special event that's going on right now is Women's History Month, and women in the theater have always been making great inroads. We have women who've been on the theater treading the boards. We've got women who are directing, women who are producing, women who are stage managing, women who are playwrights. Go enjoy some amazing theater out there that's put together by women during Women's History Month and any other month. I don't always like having a month for something. It's like, I'm a woman the other 11 months too. So let's share some of the other special events that are going on. I've shared this with you before, but it's coming up pretty quick now. Next Saturday on March 12th, Volcano Theater Company is having their 2022 season kickoff party. And they're having it up at the Armory Hall in Volcano. It is a space age theme, which means you can dress up in your best space-related costume, whether you want to be an astronaut or an alien. Get dressed and go over there and have great fun. They're going to have gathering and raffle ticket sales and a potluck dinner. And then talk about their season kickoff. They're going to have a best costume contest. So who knows, you might win some prizes for your great alien wear. And it says they're going to have many other fun surprises. So costumes are optional, but they're a whole lot more fun to have. And I'm one of these people, if I've got any reason to dress up, go for it. We want to remind you, if you have any special events, to always upload them, your shows, your auditions, and any special events to the SARTA website. Go take a look at it, sarta@sarta.com. It's really easy to do. We've given you all sorts of wonderful, just fill in the form formats to be able to tell us what's going on at your theater. We're going to have another special event, Headshot Days, coming up. Now, if you don't already have a current headshot of yourself, this is a perfect time for you to get one. we're going down to one of our other theater support areas, which is down in Stockton, California. I just talked to you about Volcano. Now we're going to go down to Stockton. So I want you to really think about, do I need some new headshots? Leonard Rowe is our amazing photographer who's going to come out and do the headshots for us. He's probably going to have his printer there, and he always makes some deals on being able to purchase a few extra 8x10s while you're there. So come prepared with your headshots on March 20th at 2 o'clock at the Ghost Light Theater in Stockton, California for Headshot Day. We're going to have more information as it gets a little closer. We'll give you the sign-up times and places where you're going to go in and register what time you'll be there. So we'll have a listing of who's going to be there. We'll probably have some walk-in appointments too, but we'd like to know who's coming so we can make sure that we have time to get everyone in. So Headshot Days coming up pretty soon. So are you ready? You've got those resumes and headshots prepared. Let's go do some auditions. This one just came into us today. We found our mailbox really full. This is from the Lincoln Theater Company. They're holding auditions on March 6th, 7th, and 8th at 7 in the evening for Blythe Spirit. This is another Noel Coward play. We've got one in the now playing section right now called The Best Man. Here's another one by Noel Coward called Blythe Spirit. It's a delightful celebration of the classic acting style. They're going to do cold reads from the script, and headshots and resumes are preferred but not totally required. So if you don't have that with you, that's okay. You can still come and audition for Blythe Spirit. There's going to be auditions at the Winters Theater Company. They're going to be auditioning for 5 one-act plays that are going to be produced in April for a special jubilation of spring, an evening of music and theater, where they're looking for male and female actors aging from range 20 and up. And auditions will be held in Winters on March 7th and the 9th from 7 to 9 p.m. And you can contact the Winters Theater Company for more information and to sign up for an audition. They're holding auditions on March 5th, that's in 2 days, at the Roseville Theater Arts Academy out in Roseville for Cinderella. And this is the Rodgers and Hammerstein version of Cinderella. So if you want to audition for that, if you've got some young people in your family who would like to audition for that, the Roseville Theater Arts Academy would be happy to have you in there on March 5th for their auditions of Cinderella. On Sunday, March 6th or Monday, March 7th, you can go and audition at the Davis Musical Theater Company for Evita. Evita has amazing music. If you haven't heard some of the songs from this, they're really outstanding. But they're going to have those auditions March 6th or March 7th at 7:30 p.m. at DMTC, Davis Musical Theater Company. Great stage, great company to go and work with. Sutter Street Theater is holding auditions for The Adventures of Super Bunny, a musical by Michael Mackenzie Wills and Alistair William King. It's being directed by Jenny Connors, and the auditions are going to be this Sunday, March 6th at 7 p.m. So contact Sutter Street Theater if you're interested in that set of auditions. I'm going through my list to make sure I don't miss anything. No, I got that one. Okay. Next up, another audition for the Woodland Opera House. They're putting up a production of Bye Birdie. Bye Birdie is a classic, and many years ago, oh my gosh, the movie was just wonderful. Anne Margaret played the young lady at the center of the movie. It was great. Bye Birdie will be having auditions on March 5th and 6th at the Woodland Opera House. I know there's a lot of auditions this weekend, right? So you just better get those headshots and resumes and get ready to drive around a little bit. So get your dancing shoes on and go audition for Bye Birdie, either March 5th or March 6th at the Woodland Opera House. March 5th, it's going to be at 12 p.m. noon. And Sunday, March 6th, is going to be at 6 p.m. in the evening. They're holding auditions for Sarah, Plain, and Tall at Sutter Street Theater. These auditions will be held on March 20th at 7 o'clock. This play is adapted by Joseph Robinette and directed by Alan Schmeltz. Sarah, Plain, and Tall. See, what does it say about this? It says there are 4 songs in the show, but it's not a musical. The songs are simple period pieces and will be sung a cappella. If the person cast as Sarah can play the guitar, she may accompany some of the songs. So some of you who play an instrument, this may be time for you to get your guitars out and go to that audition. The audition will be cold readings from the script. Bring a headshot and resume if you have them. To audition or be cast, you must show proof of COVID vaccination and wear a mask. We've had a somewhat serious outbreak again of people getting COVID and getting pretty sick. So please take care of yourselves out there. Wear your masks, keep your hands washed, really watch, where you're going and who you're around, and be cautious of who they're around. It's not so much for you. Maybe it's for others who are a little more compromised than you are. We do have to think about each other in these situations. So drink your water, take your vitamins, stay at home, try to avoid those crowds so that when you go out and audition for these shows, you can be a part of the production. Here's a great one. I love the name of this one. The Play That Goes Wrong. This is going to be, it's by Henry Lewis, Jonathan Sayer, and Henry Shields, and it's going to be directed by Connie Mockenhaupt. They're looking for a cast of 6 men and 2 women. The audition time and date for these are March 13th at 7 p.m. To audition, you need to bring proof of COVID vaccination and masks are required. And bring a headshot and resume if you have them for The Play That Goes Wrong. The story, it says, welcome to opening night of the Carnegie University Drama Society's newest production, The Murder at Haversham Manor, where things are quickly going wrong, from bad to utterly disastrous. This 1920s whodunit has everything you ever wanted in a show: an unconscious leading lady, a corpse that can't play dead, and actors who trip over everything, including their lines. Nevertheless, the accident-prone thespians battle against all odds to make it through to their final curtain call with hilarious consequences. Part Monty Python, part Sherlock Holmes. This Oliver Award-winning comedy is a global phenomenon that's guaranteed to leave you aching with laughter, and that's from the Daily Beast. Tons of fun for all ages. So, The Play That Goes Wrong. Get your best comedy chops out and go audition for that on March 13th. That about wraps up our auditions for right now. Let's move on to our now playing section. What's going on? And there's a lot going on right now. Now that we've started to open up a little bit again, they've lifted some of the mask mandates. Remember, in the theater, there's still not a lot of social distancing, so you may want to still wear your masks just so that you're comfortable sitting in an audience. But we can go out to plays again, and people are putting on plays. So let's see what we've got coming up. Looking for something to do this weekend? Urinetown, the musical, is still playing at Sutter Street Theater. Again, music by Mark Holman, lyrics by Mark Holman and Greg Cotis, and directed by Alison Gilbreth. This is a great musical if you've never seen this before. It's really, really very funny. Urinetown. And you're going to hear this again because Sutter Street is not the only one running Urinetown right now. So stay tuned in the lineup. It's going to come up again. City Theater of Sacramento City College is presenting the Laramie Project. This is a wonderful show, and it's going to be presented 2 ways. You can either get tickets to go and sit in the audience, or they are also live streaming this show, and they're going to have it out a little bit later on tape for people to be able to see. So let's take a look at the information from this. It is a production that's intended for mature audiences because it does handle mature situations. The performances are presented live for in-person audiences on the Sacramento City College campus, while simultaneously streamed for those who choose to watch online. They opened on March 3rd today. This one opened, and it's going to play through Sunday, March 13th, so you have some time to get out to see it. Performances are at 7:30 on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and at 2 o'clock on Sundays. Sutter Street Theater also has, this is the other Gore Vidal play that's what was out that I was talking about earlier, The Best Man. Very politically oriented kind of play. This is at Sutter Street Theater, March 4th through March 20th. And Fridays and Saturdays it's playing at 8 p.m. And then on Sundays they have a 4 o'clock matinee for The Best Man. American River College Theater is presenting its production of Lost Girl. Now it opened on February 25th, earlier this week. And Lost Girl is going to play through the middle of the month. Let me get your dates here. For that, it's playing through March 13th at American River College Theater. So it's been 10 years since Wendy and the Lost Boys returned from Neverland, yet Wendy still struggles to find her footing in Lost Girl by Kimberly Bellflower. A refreshing turn on the beloved story of Peter Pan, Wendy Darling is at the center of this magical play. The show opens at American River College Theater. It opened on the 25th, and it's going to have 6 live performances. And then they're going to have recordings of the show streaming through March 11th through the 13th. Sierra Stages in Nevada City is presenting a production of Tiny Beautiful Things. Sierra Stages is beginning its 13th season with this show, and it's based on a book by Cheryl Strayed and adapted for the stage by Nia Vardalos at the historic Nevada Theater in Nevada City in March. So, Tiny Beautiful Things. I told you you'd see Urinetown coming up again. This is playing right now at Davis Musical Theater Company. So DMTC is putting up a production of Urinetown also. It's going to open on the 4th, tomorrow, and it will play through the 27th of March at Davis Musical Theater Company. Theater in the Heights is putting up a production of Private Lives. Private Lives sounds really interesting too. Let me go through their synopsis a little bit. This is a show by Noel Coward, and it's directed by Shane Robert. And it says, in an upscale Paris hotel, Elliot Chase steps out on his terrace with his new wife, Sybil, and they talk about how happy they will be as a married couple, much more than he was with his previous wife, Amanda. And their conversation leads them back inside. While in the honeymoon suite next door, Victor, a man a few years older than Elliot, walks out onto his terrace. He calls for his wife, Amanda, to join him outside. It quickly becomes clear that this is the same Amanda who was previously married to Elliot, and that the former couple and the neighboring suites are on their honeymoons with their second spouses. You can tell that comedy and drama is going to ensue with Private Lives by Noel Coward. So make sure you get to have a chance to see this show. The performance dates are Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m., March 4th through the 27th, Sundays at 4 p.m., and all tickets are $15 for all ages. A very good deal for a wonderful evening of entertainment. I'm very excited about this one. If you haven't seen the movie for this, Fences, which stars Denzel Washington, you really need to see this play. This play's been put on a few times in town, and it's always gotten rave reviews. This is the Sacramento Theater Company's production of August Wilson's Fences. We return to August Wilson's American Century Cycle with a trip to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where you experience this Pulitzer Prize and Tony Award winning play. It's set in the 1950s, and it centers around Troy Maxon and his family and the fences in our lives that can both nurture and protect us, yet also create obstacles to deny us emotional fulfillment. Powerful, powerful movie, powerful, powerful play, and it's running through March 13th. So you can see this right now at Sacramento Theater Company. This poster may look a little familiar. California Stage pulled it once before, and now they've brought back an Iliad by Lisa Peterson and Dennis O'Hare, and it's based on Homer's The Iliad. This is going to run from March 4th, starting tomorrow, through April 3rd, and it's featuring Greg Parker as the poet and directed by Richard Winters. So, California Stage, downtown 25th and R, wonderful, wonderful venue for seeing theater. They've got several different theaters in the California Stage complex. Go see an Iliad. That takes care of, I'm checking my list too here to make sure I got everybody. That takes care of all of the ones that are playing right now, but you've got a lot of goodies that are coming soon. So let's take a moment to take a look at what's coming up at the theater in our local area. Chautauqua Playhouse will be presenting Deadlocked. They're continuing their season with this new thriller by Roger Hoopman, and it's starting on March 11th at the Playhouse, and it will run through April 10th. Performances on Fridays and Saturdays are at 8 o'clock and on Sundays at 2, and they're held at the Chautauqua Playhouse. They always put on great shows there, and the cast looks amazing for Deadlocked. Another one coming soon, and this is one of my favorites. I love the music for this show. Godspell. Godspell will be opening on March 25th and run through April 16th at Sutter Street Theater. If you've never heard this one before, it's got great music. The music and lyrics, and some new music and lyrics by Stephen Schwartz for Godspell. It's a winner of the National Endowment of the Arts Award, too. The State Theater Acting Company is going to present The Games Afoot. It's called A Delicious Murder Mystery, and it's going to be showing on Fridays and Saturdays starting April 25th and 26th, and then again on April 1st and 2nd at 7:30. And Saturday and Sunday matinees will be there 2 p.m. on March 26th and 27th, and April 2nd and 3rd. So this is the State Theater Acting Company, Ken Ludwig's The Games Afoot. The Blue Mountain Players are presenting their production of The Cemetery Club. It's a comedy by Ivan Minshall, and it's directed by Vicky Sneed-Hinkrell. It's coming up soon also. It's going to open on March 11th, and they're going to have a gala starting at 6:30 that day with a 7:30 curtain. So if you want to go to the opening party, go on March 11th. It should be amazing. Coming soon to Celebration Arts is, as part of the Macbeth projects, is A Midsummer's Night's Dream. This is directed by Kimberly Marshall, who's an artistic director. It will be playing March 18th through April 20th, and tickets for this are on sale right now. RTAA, that's the Roseville Theater Arts Academy, is going to present its production of The Little Mermaid. The performances will begin on March 11th and run through March 26th. Beauty and the Beast will also be a production by the Davis Musical Theater Company's Young Performers Theater. It's really nice when the theater companies dedicate a specific section of the theater productions to just their young people's shows, to give our youngest actors and actresses a chance to be on stage. So yes, this tale as old as time is set to open for the Young Performers Theater on March 12th, and it will run through April 3rd. It's getting closer. It's time for the Woodland Opera House Guild to present The Hunchback of Notre Dame. This wonderful production is going to open on March 11th and will play through April 3rd. I personally am buying tickets for it this week because I really want to see this show also. It should be amazing. I know a few of the people who are in it and amazing actors and actresses. The story takes us to 15th century Paris and the famed Notre Dame Cathedral, where we meet Quasimodo, the deformed bell ringer who longs for freedom but is held captive by his devious caretaker, the Archdeacon Dom Claude Frollo. Based on the Victor Hugo novel, the musical features an Academy Award-nominated score, plus some new songs by Alan Menken and Stephen Schwartz. It's appropriate for audiences aged 13 and up. Some material may not be suitable for children under the age of 13. The performances will be on Fridays and Saturdays at 7:30, on Sundays at 2 o'clock, March 11th and April 3rd. Tickets are on sale right now from the box office, so get in touch with the Woodland Opera House to get your tickets for The Hunchback of Notre Dame. The Green Valley Theater Company is presenting its production of Tipping the Velvet. It's based on a book by Sarah Waters, and it's a new adaptation by Laura Wade. Remember at the beginning when I said it's Women's History Month, and you've got all these amazing women writing, directing, producing all these shows? Here's one right here. And they have a new opening date of March 11th. They're pushing it back a week. So they will be opening not tomorrow, but next Friday for Tipping the Velvet. And their synopsis is: Nan is a simple girl, plain girl, an oyster girl from Whitstable, England, and she first falls in love with the artistry and vibrant music of the music hall phenomenon Kitty Butler, who is a male impersonator extraordinaire, and then she falls in love with the woman behind the curtain, behind the stage, and all the costumes. And soon Nan and Kitty head off for the bright lights of Leicester Square, where they perform on stage as a successful act. Off stage, the sensual relationship between the two leading ladies does begin to test their personal and individual identities for being true to their dreams and desires, and each other. This is set in Victorian England, and the show explores themes of love, desire, individuality, and what are we willing to do and risk to realize our dreams. This has mature themes and content, so no one under 18 will be admitted for this production of Tipping the Velvet. It's going to be at Big Idea Theater, again, starting on March 11th, not the 4th, March 11th, please. Black Point Theater presents the Children's Theater at Wilkerson. The children at the Wilkerson Theater, the production of The Children by Lucy Kirkwood, another wonderful female writer. Robin and Hazel, two retired nuclear physicists, are living in an isolated cottage on the coast of England. The world around them is reeling from a nuclear disaster at a plant where they used to be employed. When a friend from the past shows up unexpectedly, old secrets and resentments are unearthed, lives reevaluated, and startling decisions made about the future for themselves and for the children. This is playing from March 11th through April 10th, at Thursdays through Saturday evenings, and then a Sunday at 2 o'clock matinee at the Wilkerson Theater. If you are a mystery fan, you will love Agatha Christie's Murder on the Orient Express. Just after midnight, a snowdrift stops the Orient Express in its tracks. The train's luxurious is surprisingly full for that time of year, but by the morning, one passenger fewer. An American tycoon lies dead in his compartment, stabbed multiple times. His door is locked from the inside, isolated, and with a killer in their midst. Detective Hercule Poirot must identify the murderer in the case, or he or she decides to strike again. This will be playing from March 25th until April 9th. Murder on the Orient Express. Falcon's Eye Theater is presenting its production of Rent at the Harris Center Theater. The Falcon's Eye is continuing its 15th season with Jonathan Larson's groundbreaking musical Rent. Many of you have already seen either a production of this or the movie of it, and it's about falling in love and finding your voice and living for today in 1990s New York City. It's a winner of Tony Award for Best Musical and a Pulitzer Prize for Drama. And Rent is a pop cultural phenomenon with songs that rock and a powerful story. The show runs April 1st through the 10th. That takes care of all of our shows that are coming up. And what I'd like to talk to you about next is some of the workshops that we have coming. There's still a few that you can get signed up for. And remember, when workshops are on the listing, you really do need to get signed up for those because they want to make sure that they've got people coming to these. So when we announce these kinds of things or when you see them, go ahead and get signed up for these workshops as soon as you can. Both of the workshops that I'm going to share with you are being sponsored at the Woodland Opera House in historic downtown Woodland. So the first one that coming up on March 5th, which is this weekend, is Stage Makeup with Miles Meckling. If you've ever wondered how to make yourself look older, younger, just play with your look in general on stage, these stage makeup classes are wonderful to take. And Miles is a great makeup artist, so they've got limited spaces, so you should get your registration in early. And this one is on this Saturday, so you want to make sure you get your reservation in now for the stage makeup course. Then coming up on Saturday, March 19th, that's Saturday, March 19th, from 10 o'clock in the morning until 2 in the afternoon, they're going to have a teen and adult stage combat workshop. If you ever want to engage in some sword play or fighting on stage, they will walk you through this. And this one's being conducted by Drew Sutherland on March 19th. It's a one-day workshop for stage combat. So please visit the website for Woodland Opera House to get more information on that and to sign up for the workshops. Remember, if they don't have enough people signed up for these workshops, they may not be able to hold the workshop. So you want to make sure you get in there and reserve that spot. Bring a friend. I'm sure you've got other people that might be interested in taking some of these classes along with you. Okay. I want to always encourage anyone out there to please follow us. Follow SARTA. You can follow us on Facebook. We also have Instagram and a Twitter account. You can find us at sarta@sarta.com, S-A-R-T-A, sarta@sarta.com, to come and check out our website. If you're part of a theater and you've got some upcoming productions or some special events that you want to share, you can share them on our website. We have the form that you can fill out and it'll come up in our community calendar. If you are an actor and you're looking for places that you can audition, I went through a lot of auditions, but there's a lot more that are coming up. You can go to our website and check the calendar for auditions because they're all sorted out there and they'll let you know what's coming up for auditions and where. So please follow us. sarta@sarta.com. I always ask this each week. One of these weeks, you're going to have a question, and I'm going to be here to answer it for you. So I'll ask again if there are any questions. Thank you. I just heard from my crack SARTA volunteer that we don't have any questions tonight. So I'd like to say thank you for joining us again for this week at the theater, and join us again next week when I give you some updates, and bring with us again on Saturday at 5 o'clock because we're going to be talking with one of our local amazing artists, Elio Gutierrez Montoya, about the Sacramento's BIPOC Theater Association. Until then, enjoy some great theater, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.